Have you ever wondered why so many successful people can persist and achieve their goals despite a life full of challenges, temptations, and procrastination? The secret isn't talent or luck, it's discipline, a skill nobody is born with, but everyone can develop if they are truly determined. Discipline is like a muscle in our body. It needs to be trained regularly and diligently every day in order to become strong, resilient, and enduring over time. Imagine your muscles. If you neglect exercising, your muscles will shrink, weaken, and won't be able to lift heavy things or endure challenges. On the contrary, if you spend time training daily, even just a little bit, your muscles become stronger, grow, and you can push past your limits. Discipline works the same way. It doesn't come immediately just because you want it or feel inspired. Discipline requires perseverance, consistent effort, and habits built every single day, regardless of how you feel. One of the most common mistakes we make is waiting for inspiration before taking action. You might have heard many people say they wait for inspiration to work, to change themselves, or to achieve a big goal. But in reality, inspiration is fragile and unsustainable. It comes and goes like a passing breeze and cannot serve as a foundation for long-term progress. Successful people don't let inspiration decide their actions. Instead, they build and maintain daily disciplined habits. They understand that perseverance and disciplined practice create the difference. Look at the great people throughout history or successful individuals in the modern world. Not everyone starts perfectly or possesses natural talent, but what they have is iron discipline, a commitment to themselves and their goals, no matter how hard it gets. They train, refine their skills, control emotions, and maintain a positive attitude every day. And that is what makes them stronger, just like muscles trained steadily through each session. Just like when you exercise, at first you might feel soreness, discouragement, or even want to quit. But if you keep training consistently, the pain will fade, your body will grow stronger, and you'll start feeling new strength. Discipline works the same way. It won't be easy at first. You may face willpower fatigue, temptation to procrastinate, or give in to laziness. But remember, every time you overcome those obstacles, you are building a stronger and more enduring discipline muscle. You should also remember that discipline is not harsh self-punishment or forcing yourself to exhaustion. Discipline is self-respect, understanding that every small action today contributes to the future you want. When you develop good habits, like waking up early, dedicating time to study, working with plans, and taking care of your health, you are training your discipline muscle. And this will become a solid foundation to help you overcome all difficulties and challenges in life. Especially once you have established discipline, you will no longer be controlled by fleeting emotions. No matter how tired, stressed, or discouraged you are, you will know exactly what you need to do to move forward. Stability in action and habit is the greatest strength of discipline. If you want to change yourself, if you want to succeed in any field, start by building discipline. And to do that, you must train it every day, just like training a muscle. Don't expect change overnight, but be sure that every day you spend time honing yourself, you are getting closer to your goal. One day, you will realize that these small habits have made a huge difference, turning you into the person you have always dreamed of becoming. Remember, discipline is not a destination, but a lifelong journey, and that journey starts today with the smallest steps you can take. You don't have to be perfect at the beginning, but you need to start. Every day, train, persevere, and believe that you are becoming a stronger version of yourself. Failure is a lesson. Not the end. Failure is not the full stop, but an opportunity to learn and grow. When you embark on the journey to achieve your goals, failure is inevitable. What matters is not whether you fail, but how you face and handle that failure. Failure is an essential part of life and self-development. It's not a wound that never heals, but a valuable lesson that helps you understand yourself better and the path you are walking. Highly disciplined people do not fear failure. They see it as a stepping stone closer to success. They know that every fall is a chance to rise stronger, to recognize the weaknesses that need improvement, and to try again with better preparation. Failure teaches you perseverance, endurance, and adaptability, qualities that are indispensable on the road to success. We often perceive failure as a scary enemy, something bad to avoid. But in reality, failure is the strictest teacher, offering lessons that success sometimes cannot provide. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the electric light bulb, once said he didn't fail but found 10,000 ways that didn't work. This mindset is the key to unlocking patience and creativity. With discipline, you don't let failure knock you down. Instead, you turn it into motivation to keep going. You learn to look at failure positively, seeing it as important feedback that tells you what to adjust, what skills to develop, and how to move forward more effectively. Instead of sinking into sadness or disappointment, you transform failure into a stepping stone for daily personal growth. Another precious thing you learn is how to get back up and never give up. Every stumble trains your resilience and endurance. This process is not easy. Sometimes you will feel tired and discouraged, but if you persist and keep your goal in mind, you will overcome all challenges. Truly successful people are not those who never fail, but those who never quit. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds you that the road to success is rarely smooth, that everyone has their own struggles, and no one is perfect. When you learn to be humble in the face of failure, you open your heart to learning and accepting help from others, while also developing empathy and understanding in relationships. Many success stories around the world prove that failure is an indispensable part of growth. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, was rejected dozens of times before her work was published. Oprah Winfrey, despite a difficult childhood and many career failures, became an inspiration to millions. These stories confirm that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to getting closer to your dreams. So, how do you turn failure into a valuable lesson? First, change how you view failure. Don't see it as a threat, but as an opportunity to learn and improve. When facing failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What should I do differently? How will I grow from this event? Next, develop the habit of reflecting and recording lessons learned from failure. This helps you see your progress more clearly, recognize common mistakes, and maintain motivation on the long journey. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Failure hurts, but self-blame only makes recovery harder. Treat yourself like a friend who needs encouragement and support. Finally, keep moving forward. Discipline is the ability to act even when you don't feel inspired, even after experiencing failure. Every small step forward brings you closer to your goal. In summary, failure is not the end, but a comma, a moment to pause, learn, and move on with more lessons. When you know how to embrace and turn failure into motivation, you open the door to greater success than you ever imagined. Success is not about never falling, but about rising every time you fall. Your environment strongly influences your results. Did you know that the environment you live in and the people around you can be one of the biggest factors determining your success or failure? Your environment is not just the physical space you occupy. It is also a source of energy, inspiration, and sometimes the biggest obstacle on your path to growth. A positive environment acts as a solid launch pad that helps you maintain motivation and discipline in any circumstance. On the contrary, a negative environment full of pressure, lack of support, or even doubt can make you easily give up, lose focus, and weaken your persistence. Each of us is deeply influenced by the space and people around us. If you are surrounded by people who work hard, always strive for improvement, chances are you will be drawn into that current, encouraged to push beyond your limits. Conversely, if you are surrounded by people who often complain, are pessimistic, or do not care about personal goals, it will be much harder to maintain discipline and focus. The important thing is that you take initiative to build an environment that suits your goals. Start by organizing your living and working spaces to be neat, clean, and orderly. A bright, airy workspace filled with natural light will help your mind stay clear and focused, create a comfortable feeling, and boost productivity. Don't let clutter or noise distract you from your important tasks. Next, choose carefully the people you spend time with. Positive friends who share your vision, or at least support you, will help keep your spirit strong and create a supportive ecosystem for growth. They might be companions, mentors, or simply people who listen and encourage you when you face difficulties. Avoid negative relationships, people who frequently pressure you, bring you down, or drag you to a lower level. Not only that, you should also be flexible in changing your environment when you feel it no longer fits your personal development. Sometimes this change might mean moving to a new workplace, changing your circle of friends, or even changing daily habits to create more favorable conditions for yourself. Don't hesitate to step out of your comfort zone, because only then can you broaden your vision, learn new things, and move closer to your goals. A good environment not only helps maintain motivation and discipline, but also positively impacts your mental health. A positive space reduces stress and anxiety while promoting creativity and problem-solving skills more effectively. When your mood and mental health are properly cared for, maintaining discipline and following long-term plans become much easier. Remember, you cannot control everything around you, but you can control how you react to your environment and choose to create a healthy, positive living and working space. This is a crucial part of building personal discipline and moving towards success. So, take a look at your environment today. What factors are steering you off course? Who are the people you need to get closer to or avoid? What do you need to do to change your living and working spaces so they become a solid foundation for your journey toward your goals? The answer is in your hands, and don't hesitate to start taking action. In summary, the environment has tremendous power in shaping the outcomes of your life. Investing in creating a positive, supportive environment will help you sustain long-lasting discipline and motivation. Then, you won't just move forward steadily, but will also enjoy the journey of self-development to the fullest. Success takes time. There is no instant win. Success never arrives overnight. It's not a quick purchase or a ready-to-eat cake that you can enjoy immediately. Success is like planting a tree from a seed. You must nurture it daily, watering it, fertilizing it, and pruning it carefully. You cannot rush the process because growth and maturity require time and persistent effort, step by step. When you start a new goal or project, sometimes you may feel discouraged because you don't see immediate results. That feeling is perfectly normal, but don't give up because of it. Success is the accumulation of small efforts day after day, the relentless persistence in the face of challenges and difficulties. It is a process of learning, correcting mistakes, adapting, and evolving. Some people achieve quick success, but they are a very small fraction of the whole. Most successful people have spent many years working hard silently, patiently, and constantly improving themselves. They understand that success is not a final destination, but a long journey that requires steadfastness, patience, and thorough preparation. Remember, perseverance and time will reward you. Those who are willing to wait, diligently nurture their goals, and overcome initial failures will achieve the most meaningful and sustainable results in life. Success does not come to those who are impatient, but to those who appreciate every small step forward and every moment of learning and growth. So don't rush to judge your results right away. Give yourself enough time to develop, enough patience to overcome challenges, and enough faith in the path you have chosen. Success will come when you don't give up and keep your spirit strong and determined. You are the result of your daily actions. You are not shaped by grand moments or explosive decisions, but by the small, consistent actions you take every day. Every habit you maintain, whether positive or negative, contributes to the person you become, the version of yourself that will emerge in the future. Therefore, to achieve success and live a meaningful life, you must recognize the power of your daily actions. Looking back over a year, a decade, or a lifetime, you'll realize that it's not the biggest decisions that changed you, but the things you consistently did every day. Habits like waking up early, exercising, reading, learning, or even maintaining a positive attitude in tough times are crucial pieces building your identity. If you keep repeating good habits, they gradually become an inseparable part of who you are, a natural instinct, a routine. Conversely, if you let bad habits take control, even small things like procrastination, laziness, or negativity, they will lay down bricks on your future path, making it harder to progress and easier to fail. This makes awareness and control of daily habits extremely important. Imagine each action you take is a brick in building the house of your life. You cannot complete this house in a day or a week. It requires persistence, meticulousness, and consistency in every small brick. If you lay strong, good bricks every day, your house will be sturdy and beautiful. Otherwise, if you neglect or place poor bricks, the house will weaken and won't stand strong for long. Daily actions reflect your values, and goals. They are the choices you make in every moment. Will you spend time learning or wasting it? Will you keep a positive mindset or succumb to pressure? Will you take care of your health or neglect yourself? All these decisions are your actions, and each choice shapes your identity and life. Focusing on positive actions not only helps you develop skills and knowledge, but also builds confidence and a sense of achievement. When you see yourself improving every day, even in small ways, it becomes a powerful motivation to keep going and not give up. Continuous improvement is the key to sustainable progress. Don't wait for perfection before you start acting. Begin with small steps, day by day, and keep learning to improve. This process helps you build a solid foundation for the future, turning distant dreams into reality. You are the sum of all the actions you consistently take. So, become someone who controls and chooses meaningful, positive actions. That is how you shape your future. Not just by distant goals, but by the habits and actions you perform today, tomorrow, and every day throughout your life. Finally, remember success is not a destination, but the journey you take every day. Every step, every good habit you cultivate is a brick paving the way to that success. Stay persistent and serious about every small action, and you will be amazed at the power you can create. Building good habits, the first step to personal growth. Personal growth is a long and challenging journey, not a sprint, but a marathon that requires patience. And in this journey, building good habits is the most important foundation to help you go further, stronger, and achieve your goals. You may have willpower and passion, but without solid habits accompanying you, all will remain just ideas that never materialize. Recognizing your current habits, the essential first step. First of all, to build good habits, you must clearly understand where you stand. This means observing, identifying, and analyzing your current habits as objectively as possible. Habits are not just repeated daily actions, but also how you think, react to situations, and manage your time. Ask yourself, which habits in your life bring positive energy? Which habits make you feel happy, motivated every day? Conversely, which habits cause procrastination, distraction, or even exhaustion and stress? Distinguishing between beneficial and harmful habits is extremely important. It's like cleaning the room of your mind to remove unnecessary things and keep what helps you grow. This requires honesty with yourself and constant self-awareness. At first, you may feel uncomfortable confronting bad habits you've maintained for a long time. But remember, this is the foundation for change and progress. Starting small. Don't demand too much from yourself. A common mistake when building good habits is trying to change too much too quickly. You might think you need to work out an hour a day, read 3 books a week, or wake up at 5 a.m. to be successful. But in reality, such big goals often discourage you and cause you to give up early. Instead, start with small, simple, and easy-to-do changes. For example, walk 10 minutes every morning, read 5 pages of a book daily, or write down 3 things you are grateful for before bed. These small steps may seem insignificant, but when done consistently, they create a powerful cumulative effect over time. The power of small changes is that they lay the groundwork for bigger habits in the future. Don't underestimate these small steps because they are the building blocks on your road to success. Persistence and consistency, the golden keys to every change. Building good habits is not an overnight story, but a long process requiring persistence and consistency. You may feel excited and energized at the beginning, but then you'll face boredom, fatigue, or even the urge to quit. That's when your willpower and patience are tested the most. The secret to overcoming this difficult phase is to remember that habits are not built on momentary inspiration, but on regular, consistent actions, no matter how small. Every day you wake up and perform that habit, no matter how hard, you add a brick to your foundation of personal growth. Sometimes, success is simply not giving up. Persistent people see results over time, and their reward is sustainable progress rather than fleeting and temporary outcomes. Reward yourself and be flexible. During the process of building habits, don't forget to reward yourself with small treats to maintain motivation. When you reach even a small milestone, treat yourself. It could be a nice meal, a relaxing break, or a small gift. This not only makes you happy, but also creates a positive connection with the habit you're building. Also, learn to listen to your body and mind to know when to adjust. Life is always changing, and your habits need to adapt to new circumstances. Flexibility does not mean giving up, but knowing how to adapt so you can keep growing without breaking down. Building good habits is a never-ending journey. Finally, remember that building good habits is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. You will always have to train yourself, improve, and elevate yourself every day. But with each positive habit formed, you gain more strength, confidence, and motivation to face life's challenges. Good habits are like loyal companions, always with you on both good and bad days. They help you resist temptations and laziness, keeping you steady on the path you have chosen. If you truly want to grow, there is no other way but to start building good habits, day by day, hour by hour, and persistently. This is the first and most important step to making a difference and becoming the person you always aspire to be. In summary, building good habits is not just about doing a few right things, but a combination of recognizing your current habits clearly, starting with small actions, persisting consistently, rewarding yourself, and adapting flexibly. When you do that, you don't just change your habits, you change your life, step by step, day by day, until you become the best version of yourself. Life is a continuous journey, and the habits you build every day will determine where you end up. Discipline, perseverance, and the ability to rise after failure not only help you reach your goals, but also forge a strong, resilient spirit that can face any challenge. Never see failure as the end. Instead, view it as a valuable lesson that pushes you to keep moving forward. The environment you choose to live in and the people you surround yourself with profoundly influence your path to success. And finally, remember that success is not instant. It is the result of patience, persistence, and relentless action. Start with the smallest habits. Practice discipline daily, like training a muscle to make it strong and enduring. You will see yourself change, getting closer each day to the best version of yourself. Life is yours. Live it fully and with inspiration. If you find these insights helpful and inspiring, don't forget to like and share so your friends and family can also receive motivation. And most importantly, please subscribe to Kunzy Podcast English so you never miss inspiring podcast episodes that help you grow every day. Your support is the greatest motivation for me to keep creating quality content and spreading positive energy to everyone. Thank you for joining Kunzy Podcast English, where every day is a step forward on the journey to becoming your best self.